Hi guys, I hope you're all well. In this video I want to discuss, can you still make strength gains within a fat loss phase? And you absolutely can. However, it's just important to look at the muscle building phase. Within the muscle building phase, obviously just because calories are much higher, you're doing less cardio, it's that much easier to make strength gains because you're recovering much more easily within the muscle building phase. However, within the fat loss phase, because calories are being slowly reduced, cardio is being increased, you're not recovering at the same rate as you do within the muscle building phase. So therefore it's definitely more tricky to make strength gains. However, usually at the start of a fat loss phase, you can typically usually see some strength gains initially, and then as the fat loss phase becomes longer, as calories are reduced further, as cardio is increased even more, it becomes that much more difficult to make those strength gains. And therefore at that stage is really focusing on strength maintenance as much as possible. Even though you're striving for strength gains all of the time, regardless of whether it's a muscle building phase or a fat loss phase, it's just important to know the longer the fat loss phase goes on for, it becomes that much more difficult to make those strength gains. And then towards right at the end of the fat loss phase, depending on how lean you're going to get, but if you're getting say approximately 10% for males and approximately 15-16% body fat for females, typically right at the end of that fat loss phase you'll usually see even a little bit of strength losses. But try not to panic, this is just perfectly normal. One of the reasons is you've lost a significant amount of weight, and therefore, for example, if you're pressing movements, there's now less of you underneath the bar pressing the weights. That's one of the reasons for the strength loss, but the biggest reason is obviously just because calories are less, cardio is higher, you're not recovering the same way as you were in the muscle building phase. But even if you do make some strength losses at the end of the fat loss phase, do not panic, because as soon as you transition back to a muscle building phase, you'll regain that lost strength and then continue gaining more strength on top of that. So in short, you can still gain some strength in the fat loss phase, but typically it's usually just the start of the fat loss phase, and then midway through the fat loss phase, typically your main goal is just trying to maintain as much strength as possible, and then right at the end of the fat loss phase, you may even see a small amount of strength losses. But it really depends on how lean you're going to get. If you're getting exceptionally, say sub 10% body fat for males, sub 16% body fat for females, typically you will lose a little bit of strength in most situations. However, if you're just getting relatively lean, say 15% body fat for males, about 17-18% body fat for females, you should typically be able to maintain your strength. You may even be able to gain a small amount of strength as well. But keep in mind, the main objective in the fat loss phase is really strength maintenance, to maintain as much muscle mass as possible. As I mentioned, keep striving for progress whenever possible. In a fat loss phase or a muscle building phase, you want to keep striving for progress whenever you can, but just appreciate it's that much more difficult within the fat loss phase. Hopefully that's been useful. Like the video if you enjoyed it, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I look forward to speaking to you soon. Take care.